What's going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost and GeeksGamers.com, and the NBA and China have had a very insidious relationship over the past several years, and the NBA has bent over backwards to make sure that they keep China happy. All the while, the Chinese demand certain things from the NBA, and they usually deliver. We know when Daryl Morey dared to speak out about what was going on in Hong Kong, China shut him down, and the NBA made sure to shut him down. We saw LeBron James be the little beta bitch that he is and bend the knee to China. This is a dude who will say anything when it comes to an injustice in America, but over in China, he shuts up in gerbils because he wants to keep that money. Now we have something very interesting. We have an NBA owner who has said this. Warriors owner Chamath Palihapitiya, I don't know if I'm saying that last name right, don't really care. Nobody cares about the Uyghur genocide in China. And that's what we're talking about. We are talking about human rights abuses in China. We're talking about concentration camps. Very few people in the NBA have been willing to call it out. And now we have an owner of the NBA, the Warriors owner, part owner, minority owner to be sure, but someone who owns an NBA franchise, stating that nobody cares about what's happening in China. No one cares about the Uyghurs. You're going to be shocked when you listen to this, that this dude was legitimately this upfront about it. A minority owner of the Golden State Warriors is getting shredded on social media for callously admitting he does not care about Uyghur genocide in China. Chamath Palihapitiya, again, I don't know if I'm saying that name right, a venture capitalist who owns 10% of the NBA franchise, expressed cold indifference to the plight of the Uyghurs, an ethnic Muslim minority that has been persecuted in China, on his All In podcast over the weekend. Let's listen. This should be interesting, huh? This should be interesting. Now, the first part of this podcast is literally them like praising Joe Biden and shitting on Donald Trump, all of this stuff. But then they get into human rights perspectives and what's going on in China. And a lot of the guys he works with here were shocked to hear his answer.
You know, it's one of the stronger things he did, but it's not coming up in the polls. And I think that whole Republicans interested in getting Hillary to run again is
nobody cares about what's happening to the Uyghurs, okay? You bring it up because you really care, and I think that's nice that you care. The rest of us don't care. I'm just telling you a very hard...
Wait, you're saying you personally don't care?
I'm telling you a very hard, ugly truth, okay? Of all the things that I care about, yes, it is below my line. Okay? Of all the things that I care about, it is below my line.
Disappointing.
So that's a pretty cold indifference to what's going on in China. And now, does he truly not give a shit, or is he saying this because he knows he's part of an NBA ownership group and the NBA has a very good relationship with China and they want to make sure it stays that way? But it didn't end there. He continues on and kind of explains his perspective a little bit. Let's listen for another minute.
Well, I think people, if you explain to them what's happening to the Uyghurs in China, they care, but it's not top of mind for them.
That's not
what's
caring.
Top of mind right now is they go to their grocery store and the shelves are empty.
Sure, that I care about. Yeah. I care about the fact that our economy could turn on a dime if China invades Taiwan. I care about that. I care about climate change. You know, I care about I care about America's crippling and, decrepit healthcare infrastructure. But if you're asking me, do I care about a segment of a class of people in another country? Not until we can take care of ourselves will I prioritize them over us. And I think a lot of people believe that. And I'm sorry if that's a hard truth to hear, but every time I say that I care about the Uyghurs, I'm really just lying if I don't really care. And so I'd rather not lie to you and tell you the truth. It's not a priority for me.
And my response...
There you have it. Now, I will say that, do I care about what's going on in China? Absolutely. Do I care more about the stuff that's in my everyday life? 100%. No one's saying that you should be caring more about what's going on halfway across the country than you do what's happening in your own backyard. But the bottom line is that you don't have to make it your top priority to speak out about it, to say something about it, to say that is fucked up what's going on there, to call out the NBA and their relationship with this government that is doing those terrible things. It doesn't have to be your top priority. But the way that he just acted, he is going to get shit on for a long time because of that. You've got Enes Kanter out here. Now, Enes Kanter Freedom, of course, that's his last name now, Interestingly enough, Enes Kanter actually had to be pushed behind the scenes a lot before he said anything about the Armenian genocide, which involves his people. Very strange that he had to be forced to say one thing about that while he's so open to talk about other parts of the world. But anyway, Enes Kanter, who has been very vocal about China, is saying this. I'm definitely not comparing this to Donald Sterling's situation, but it's another form of hate speech and is against everything the NBA stands for. I want the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and Warriors board members to step in and push him to sell his shares. Disgusting. And then he tags him on Twitter. Now, this is an attempt legitimately to basically cancel him, to get him fired and no longer be a Warriors owner. I don't know how many people are going to agree with Enes Kanter's take on this entire situation. I do know that what he said, a lot of people have a big fucking problem with, because you have this dude, this NBA owner, who's essentially saying, I don't give a fuck about any of these stuff that's going on over there. That's why I'm fine doing business with them, because I don't care. That is not a good look for the NBA, and I imagine they're going to try to do something about it. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.